My name is Jamie Alexander, and I'm a missionary with Cru in Kansas City, Missouri. But I also grew up here at Marshfield First. Many of you probably know my parents, Gary and Julie Alexander. They have been serving on the worship team for many years now. So as a missionary, we talk a lot about calling and what that looks like, and I believe that Marshfield First is a big part of my calling to the mission field. When I was 7 years old, I remember asking more about who God is and what it means to follow Him. And Pastor Darwin actually came to my house that summer and talked me and my younger brother Ryan through what the gospel is. Through that relationship that was formed, and then continuing on into youth group and doing ministry and worship through that, I was really formed as a young Christian here at Marshfield First, and I think I identify with that as a huge part of my calling, stepping in toward college and into ministry later on. So as I graduated from high school and stepped away from Marshfield First, I knew that having been formed here, the church was a high value for me, and stepping toward Jesus in college would be really important. So I went to Missouri State University in 2011. I knew that it was important to continue my walk with the Lord. I decided to make that a core priority for me, and so I got involved at High Street Baptist Church, and they continued to form me spiritually as I got into college. And even later on in college, I got involved with a ministry called Cru, which I'm now a part of. And that was all very transformational, big parts of my life. In the midst of going to Missouri State University, a lot of different voices speaking into my life at that point in time. But I knew that Jesus was the core to who I am and the core of what it meant to be a Christian. And so as I went to Missouri State, I didn't know fully what I wanted to do. I got a degree in entertainment management and graduated from that college in 2015, and decided to just kind of work some jobs for a while. And it was as I was working for my dad doing landscaping that I really just was struck by the lack of my missional living at that point in time. I would work during the day and just come home in the evening and do what I wanted, which isn't bad, but that's not what I felt called to. And so I spent time reorienting my life, spent time really diving into the Word and diving into prayer. To a door being open and someone challenged me to consider interning, I interned with Cru in 2017. And from there, my journey has drastically changed. I never really thought I'd be a missionary, but now I am on a full-time staff with this ministry, and what my job is to work on college campuses. And I initiate conversations with students and get to share the gospel with a lot of them. I can think of many students that have gotten to at least hear the gospel, and some that have even given their lives to it. I love getting to share the gospel with people, do evangelism, and then disciple those young adults that come to college. I get to meet weekly with them and encourage them in their faith, encourage them to be active and proactive. And I have also had the privilege of getting engaged to a wonderful woman. Her name is Taylor, and that has been a really big blessing in my life. And so if I could leave you with a thought or encouragement, I would say, no matter where you're at in life or what you're doing, whether it's like I was and just working a job day to day and coming home, or you're on the mission field, or you're just brand new to following Christ and don't know what all this looks like, I would want to encourage you to faithfully step toward Him in prayer first, to ask Him what He would have for you, who He'd have you start a conversation with. And when it comes to starting conversations, my biggest encouragement would be just ask questions. Ask people where they're at and genuinely wanting to know them and encourage them. And I think it's in those relationships that you can experience the opportunity to share the gospel to your kids, or ministering to coworkers or family members or friends. That would be my encouragement to you.